Good morning, friends. Today I want to do a public service announcement for Maine GMRS Radio. This is the top of one of my radio boxes. Maine GMRS Radio. GMRS stands for General Mobile Radio Service. And Maine GMRS is a group on Facebook. If you want to look them up, if you're probably on Facebook if you're watching this video. If not, you can go to mainegmrs.com, and there's a website put up by a man named Christopher Perkins, who was the net controller for our monthly GMRS Maine GMRS check-in night last night. This is a basic GMRS radio. Okay, you can get these or a similar radio for $20 if you shop around. Now you want to get one with a removable antenna. Okay, these just unscrew. You can put a longer antenna. Don't get the little, you can get the little blister packs at Walmart or wherever, and some of those can get very expensive. That's not what you want. You want one that you can program. Yes, it's not simple, but it's not rocket science. And go to the website, go to the Facebook page. You can get somebody to help you do that. I could help you do that if you're in the neighborhood. Anyway, you can get radios for $25, $30, $50, $100. You can get different kinds of radios at different prices. I think I'm not going to push a certain brand or anything. GMRS, General Mobile Radio Service. Last night's check-in, usually they go for maybe an hour. Last night it went for an hour and 40 minutes. We have, I think, 14, maybe 15 somewhat repeaters. A repeater is something that expands your coverage area. Anyway, we have like 14 or 15 GMRS repeaters spanning the entire state of, pretty much the entire state of Maine, from Presque Isle, Portage, which is even further north than Presque Isle by a little bit, from Portage in the north to York in the south to Woodstock on the New Hampshire border, which is the repeater that we use, which is the most popular one. That had 17 connections from in the check-in last night. We had 102 check-ins. Now some of those were from people who had more powerful radios in better locations with bigger antennas, whatever. Some of those guys, and most of them were guys. There was one woman that I noticed who's a friend of ours. I won't name names or put a place on her, but I think she was the only woman that I noticed. I listened to the whole thing with headphones last night, so I didn't bother Thelma with it. It gets kind of tiring to listen to the whole thing, but it was interesting. 102. Some of those guys were hitting 5 different repeaters. See, the net controller, Chris Perkins, calls out a repeater, starting at Portage, working his way south. How many people want to call in from Portage? Nobody called in from Portage. A bunch called in from Presque Isle, and on down through basically the Interstate 95 corridor down to York, which is in very southern Maine. Mount Agamenticus is where that repeater is. The one we use in Woodstock is on Spruce Mountain, which is close to the New Hampshire border. So they go down north to south. So it was, and Spruce was last night. I don't know why York wasn't last. We had a memorial, so to speak. One of the users from the York repeater area passed away this past week. And so there was a little bit of a memorial for him, what they call a silent key. This is when a radio operator passes away, they call so-and-so is a silent key. And there was a moment of silence for him while we did. And I think that's why they didn't leave York till the last. They put it in next to the last, because that was the repeater he used. Rochester Bob was his name. And I think I had talked with him once or twice on the radio. Nice man. a lot of good people. You meet good people on the radio. There are some crazies out there that cause trouble. Don't be one of them. Check it out. You can get a family license for 10 years for $30. FCC, check them out.